we can begin with the third module, right? So we wanted to ask you the next thing that we need when we want to organize a workshop. So we covered the basic ideas and how to choose the right target group. And now when we have chosen the appropriate target group and the topic for our workshop, the next logical thing to do is to somehow announce that workshop. And we wanted to ask you, in your experience, what's the most efficient way to do these kind of announcements, and what kind of information should there always be included in those announcements that are the most important for the participants to know beforehand?
Well, to announce something, you have to have somehow an audience. So could be your website, could be your Facebook page, could be whatever. It helps a lot when you don't have a significant audience to go on Facebook and pay for promotion. Because, I mean, if you have a Facebook page with, I don't know, 1,000 to 2,000 people, okay, I mean, you cannot, let's say, somehow get participants out of 1,000 people forever. So it's nice to, I think the best thing is to pay. Some people also buy these lists. Actually, when you pay Facebook, you buy lists that, well, it's their lists anyway, and they are sending according, so you can also adjust your audience, and they send it according to what you said. I think it's the best way when you don't have a very big audience. Now, about what to announce, I think it's very important as best as possible. And I mean, what exactly what you want to do, you want to teach in this workshop. And for sure, you have to announce all the conditions. For example, where do you stay? Where do you live? Where do you eat? Where is it? Where it is? Water, warm water, toilets, whatever, combusting, whatever conditions are there. And it is nice to be very careful. I mean, in not to describe also the amount of work that they will have to go through. If you want to build a house, you people want a small house, you people want to know that this house is something like 5 cubic meters, which means it's around 8 tons. So you will have to move 8 tons of stuff from here to here, mix it, put water, 8 tons will be 10, and then put there. So you have, so in 10 participants, let's say 20 participants, this could be something like 2 tons per day, which means that you have to leave your comfort zone. Plus, maybe you will have to have blisters or whatever. Try to explain as best as you can. This is what I do.
And from like other more practical information when it comes to living. So what is necessary to also be announced besides the work that's going to be done regarding the accommodation, the location, and so on, like those details.
Exactly, everything. I mean, it has to be very detailed. For example, when we have a workshop in our farm, we say that you have to shower have to use composting toilets. You will shower in facilities, which means that probably if someone is not using it, so you have to share somehow to be enough for everyone. You have to use soap that it's natural, because all the water we consume, it's processed and goes back to. So, for example, if someone doesn't have, he either buys from us, or we have also some common toothpaste and stuff for the people. So you cannot use, for example, in our place, let's say, commercial things.
Mm-hmm.
And all this we try to say anyway.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
To communicate with people.
Okay, thank you.
Great. And do you make some kind of training material to give to the participants, or maybe even during that announcement period prior to the workshop? Do you go some kind of outreach and then make some promo material that you give to people? And if you do, what should that promoting material contain? What information should there be contained?
Actually, what we do is give informational material after the workshop. So we give a small, let's say, booklet with some stuff about clay, about building techniques and stuff. And this is done electronically. So everybody is registered, and we send it after the workshop in our, let's say, thanking mail. So we thank you for participating. Maybe even create a group in WhatsApp, Facebook, whatever. We announce the group also, Dropbox for the photos, and some notes. And also there is some bibliography. If someone is interested, he can ask from us. Otherwise, we make also a list from electronic books for someone who wants to do more reading. Statistically, no one cares to read. It's less than 0.03%.
Yes, well, we live in that kind of era.
Yes,
it's not much for reading,
exactly,
but more for videos and hearing. Yeah, but so you don't know, you don't do any kind of prior marketing before the workshop. No pamphlet, brochures, or something like that.
only the announcement in the media, social media.
And maybe even regular media, or you don't use them as well?
No,
only social media and website.
Exactly, no, nothing. We have some kind of, let's say, things that we can advertise somewhere else, but it's not like that. When we have a festival, for example, and we let's say 60% of the participants are from Athens, Crete, Thessaloniki. These are the main islands. Not even Larissa, which is 15 kilometers away. Larissa has very small percentage, so there is no point of advertising locally.
Okay, well, I have a question. So, for example, well, depending on the target group and depending on the area where you want to reach people, how do you reach to people who are not online? Maybe it's hard to find them on the social networks, or there are people from rural area who do not use our social networks, or it's just part of area where people just don't know too much about natural building, and you cannot get their attention online so easily. So what about that outreach and talking to people in person? Do you think that this is useful, that this can be useful to reach the people?
Talking in person you mean that we travel someplace and we make some kind of promotion, city square?
Yes, yes.
No, it's too much energy. I mean, to consume. I mean, and it's not our target group. For example, I will explain. Our architects and engineers never bother to convince someone to build a house like this. We only deal with people that come to us and say, I want to build a house like this, because the other way is a waste of energy. I mean, why should you try to convince someone from the beginning and try to explain? It makes no sense. It's a loss of resources. I mean, we don't have the resources to do marketing like this. No.
Okay.
So of course that leaves outside some people that don't have, let's say, not so many people, because even in the villages people do the social media thing, but they usually watch porn or something else. So they don't. Anyway.
Okay.
Yes, and what about the timing? I mean, how long before the actual workshop do you start with the announcements? Is there any kind of recommendation, or what was the most effective way in your experience? When to do the announcements? How long before?
Yes. For us, it's something like a month. So if it is longer, people will forget. If it is shorter, maybe people don't have the time to prepare themselves. So I think the best is 1 month. And during this month, I noticed that the first one that, let's say, are to register themselves, they will not come. So usually it works from day, let's say, 20 to day 5 before the workshop, something like this. So it's something like 15 days working function, but you have to give it a little bit more, something like that.
Great. That's a good advice. Practical. All right. So, do we have any more questions regarding the announcing the workshop module?
Well, I was thinking about asking regarding this, like the question that Jovana asked, but what about those, like what we mentioned yesterday, vulnerable groups? So you, for example, design something for someone that you are specifically targeting, and you really want to come to those people, like you really want for them to apply and to join and to learn something, and hopefully to motivate them to move forward in life. So in that way, I think that it would be important to reach them somehow. So either by, I don't know, getting their contacts from someone, or
Yes. No,
in that
what we
sense.
do, yes. What we do is actually contact with associations. If we have to do something with deaf people, we go to the Deaf People Association in Greece and we say, guys, we have this. Use your we use their network. For the unemployed people, we use the normal network because everybody is having a Facebook. But tomorrow, for example, we're waiting special school. We have a project. It's called Healing Gardens, and people with disorders, junkies, and various very handicapped people. For example, tomorrow we expect children with mental disorders and heavy, medium to heavy. And these children will, let's say, it's about a project, Erasmus also. So these children will come with their parents, and they will be working in the garden, doing stuff, doing planting to to measure how some activities concerning the outdoor and the planting and green and stuff can be somehow healing. And for those people anyway, those people will find them by contacting directly the association of people with special needs.
Okay, so your advice is to search for someone who already has an established network and then
exactly
go faster from there. Okay, thank you.
Great. That's about it for this module then.